Hey now, it's the Rob and Eric from the Enhancement Talent.
Yeah.
106.1 KISS FM and of course WKDQ.
WKDQ, thank you for watching us every single week with 2 episodes. And we've got another guy who does the same thing, does some web series as well. CSR, Chair Shot Reality at WrestleZone.com. Justin LaBar here with us today. And let's move into another story that everybody's kind of talking about. Racist comments made by a social media person. Striking of that social media person by Alberto Del Rio. I mean, that's all the rumors. Either way, Alberto's gone.
You're right. It's the feel-good story of the year, Eric.
Yeah.
And it resulted in Alberto Del Rio's termination.
So, Justin, what are your thoughts on that?
It's an unfortunate situation. From what I know, I don't blame Del Rio for reacting the way he did, but I also don't blame WWE for reacting the way they did. They have to. You can't put your hands on the employee. I think I wrote it last week. The wrestling fraternity, the locker room is one thing. Harassment goes on, pranks, the ribs go on, even sometimes fighting goes on, and it's not encouraged, but it's just understood. That's just part of the fraternity,
boys,
part of the beef.
Yeah.
And that kind of belief is itself usually. Again, if everything's matching up that everybody's hearing and I'm hearing about what set Del Rio off in terms of a racist comment,
right?
I don't fault him for being angry and reacting the way he reacted or wanted to react, but you can't put your hands on especially on somebody who's like a 30-year-old guy who is not a wrestler and is just an employee, and you talk to lawsuits, you're a public company, and you bring HR into it. It is too ugly. So the bad thing is that it's the kind of thing that's not unforgivable. I mean, the WWE would not be opposed to rehiring him in like 2 years, but that's not going to happen. I think it's one of the things that every person I've talked to, wrestler or otherwise, every time we talk about this, it's inevitable that after we talk about the situation of what happened between Del Rio and the employee, the next thing that gets said is basically that he was so damn miserable and unhappy there. So it's kind of like, it almost makes you wonder if he just snapped and not that he did it on purpose to get fired, but it's like all that frustration is built up, he snapped, and in a way, a blessing in disguise, he's gotten out of there.
Right.
Because the thing about Del Rio is that he doesn't need WWE. Del Rio is one of those few guys that was taken care of financially. WWE was not I need to go there to have a job or make my bills, but more or less it was kind of like let me cross it off my career accomplishment list. It's unfortunate that it ends this way, but this kind of stuff happens. Unfortunately, it's not more than people realize.
Right. I don't think Rob's too disappointed about him being gone.
I have to tell you, as someone who just watches wrestling and enjoys the product, here's a guy who was given, in my opinion, opportunity after opportunity to leave an impression on me and never, ever did. I thought any title run he ever had was extremely forgettable. I don't have any of those magic memories of Alberto Del Rio. I would go as far as to say he was probably one of my least favorite, at least bottom 5 in the active roster. He didn't impress me ever.
I won't disagree with you from a fan standpoint watching the product. I think he'll even tell you this. His run did not electrify the way they might have hoped. And I'm not disappointed. Last Monday on Raw, even a beat the clock match, I even tweeted out something I think was like the most retweeted tweet of my night, which was, wow, let's put a clock in the corner of Del Rio's match to remind me how much pain I'm in watching this.
Right.
Because he just had fallen flat. And he was upset about the position that he had in the card. I do feel bad because he is a nice guy, and I've gotten to know him personally a little bit, and he's one of the most humble individuals you ever meet. And I've always said he's one of the most toughest guys in that locker room. He and Jack Swagger, aside from Brock Lesnar, are just two of the toughest guys back there. He's very humble. I know a lot of the younger guys that have gone through developmental. He's worked out with them. He's done a lot of stuff. He's done more than people realize. So on that regard, I was kind of upset to hear because I always actually pictured him that he'd be a great guy to eventually move into one of those mentor teaching type roles, whether it be as an agent or whether it be down in Florida or what have you. So it's just unfortunate that it went the route that it did, and it doesn't mean that things are, we've seen how many times bridges are never burned with WWE. But sure. It's unfortunate that we're talking about his departure and just kind of controversy around it.
Hey, Justin LaBar, I want to thank you for being on with us here at the Enhancement Talent. And if anybody wants to see you at CSR, which I strongly recommend, if you like the Enhancement Talent, you want to see these guys for sure, how can they find you?
The easiest thing with everything I would say is my Twitter, at Justin LaBar. But Chair Shot Reality, you can go to WrestleZone.com, and right at the top is a button that says Chair Shot Reality. That kind of keeps everything organized for you. You can, like I said, there's the YouTube page if you want to just get a little taste of things. The CSR Wrestling is the name of the channel. But at Justin LaBar on my Twitter, that's kind of like the center home for everything from Chair Shot Reality to my radio show, which is podcasted, to all the columns I write for Pittsburgh Tribune Review and Bleacher Report. Any behind the scenes pictures and stuff. Behind the scenes stuff with Matt Hardy and Bruce Pritchard this past weekend on my Twitter and Instagram. So pretty much social media is kind of a good center point. But for Chair Shot Reality, definitely go to WrestleZone.com Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right. Well, thank you, Justin. I know I'll be watching Chair Shot Reality every single week, and we hope you do that as long as you watch us as well and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
That's right. Thank you for watching both parts of the Enhancement Talent. Remember, on Thursday, SummerSlam, my 20th anniversary as being a wrestling fan, Eric.
Awesome. Can't wait.
SummerSlam 94 was my very first wrestling match I've ever seen. So we're excited for Thursday's edition. Please join us. In the meantime, please subscribe, and we'll see you on Thursday.